First, I want to thank you all for coming out here tonight. I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing, and the fact that there are so many people who, just like the four of us, are dedicated to trying to help the community. It's really heartwarming, and I want to thank you all for participating. I think that the participation tonight proved that when we come together and when we discuss issues of concern to the community, we all benefit. And I actually am really excited about the fact that all of my opponents are here tonight, and we had the opportunity to debate, and I'm looking forward to hopefully having more debates in the future, so that all of you here are able to hear how we can best fill this council seat. I think the frustration that I spoke of earlier this evening is clear. I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one who's frustrated with the out-of-control parking tickets, the sky-high tuition, and the city's hikes and fines and fees from everything from water to property taxes. But I think the frustration is deeper, because I believe that it comes from the broken promises and the lost hope that we placed in some of our public officials. We were promised change, and we got more of the same. We were promised results, and we got failure. We were promised prosperity, and instead we got sky-high unemployment. So let me make you one promise, a promise that I can actually keep. I promise to work hard for you each and every day. The same way I work to try to solve the tuition crisis by creating Teach LIS, an organization that's fighting every day to get funding from our government for our school parents. The same way I worked in 2006 to rally 5,000 parents who demanded that the government help them as much as they help special interests. The same way I worked in 2007 in Albany to demand that Albany give us more money for our schools and millions of dollars in computer funding for our children. The same way I worked in 2008 when I presented the city, New York City folks, with a bill for $234 million for denying tutoring services to our community's children. That's the same way I worked last year to set up toll-free numbers to help organize so that tens of thousands of you could call our governor and demand that he not cut funding to our schools. That's the same way that I will fight and advocate and demand each and every day that we get more, because we deserve more. And let's look at what happened. After that rally of 5,000 people in Albany in 2006, I sat in the room on your behalf with Governor George Pataki and religious leaders from across the state and negotiated a $330 tax credit for every single child that you have in school. And folks, this is tax season, so make sure you take advantage of it in your tax filing. It's called the Empire State Child Tax Credit. After we made trips to Albany in 2007, I sat in the room with our legislative leaders and secured tens of millions of dollars in new funding for our schools and millions more for computers for our kids. After we presented the city with the bill, yes folks, we presented them with the bill, we threatened to sue for $234 million. I sat in the room with the mayor and deputy mayor and negotiated an agreement with my colleagues that give thousands of children in dozens of schools free tutoring, your children, in reading, writing, and math. And after thousands of you called the governor this year to demand that he not cut funding to our schools, I sat in the room with our friends like Senator John Sampson, Senator Carl Kruger, and Senator Vito Lopez to make sure that the funding was not cut. Because the principle is simple, folks. If we demand more, we get more. And so whether it's my plan to get children in our community free door-to-door transportation to our schools, or my plan for having less traffic agents in our community so that we get less parking tickets, or my plan for moving the sanitation depot on 19th Avenue so that we can build hundreds of units of affordable housing, I promise you that if you vote for me on Tuesday, March 23rd, I will demand more, I will work harder, I will work longer, I will do everything in my power to bring back resources into this community that we demand, that we need, and that we deserve.